in these hero patches. Hey, pause that please. So, I'm trying to enjoy my hot coffee. I don't know, but just like hot coffee at home hasn't hit the spot for me in a while. But I don't ever have the stuff to make iced coffee at home. And for some reason I have it stuck in my head that I'm not going to buy the stuff to make iced coffee until I'm in my own house. Again, it makes absolutely zero sense, but that's what my brain is saying to me. In a second, just turn it down then. I have to tell you something. Another random thing. I went to Walmart yesterday to get groceries. It was hell. It wasn't as bad as the day that I went to get all the dance stuff, but you know, it was pretty difficult because Ashlyn always has to climb out of the front seat into the big cart with London, and then they were both sitting and stepping all over the groceries, so they smushed a bunch of stuff. They stepped on the eggs and cracked an egg. London smushed my loaf of bread so many times. It was ridiculous. And then I'm trying to check out, and I got London out of the cart so that I had room, because once you put everything in bags, the cart gets more full than when it's loose, so she can't fit anymore. So I took her out, and I put Ashlyn back in the front seat, and Ashlyn's standing up the whole time, pulling stuff off the shelf. Like, the little shelf next to the checkout has a bunch of, like, baseball cards and random stuff. She's pulling all this off, so I'm, like, making sure she's not taking something, and I'm putting it all back, and making sure she's not falling while I'm trying to scan and pay and bag and put the bags in the cart. So that was annoying. And then I got back here. I had a phone call appointment with my doctor's office, so I sat on the phone for an hour and tried to keep the kids as quiet as possible that whole time, which was annoying. And then, what did I do after that? I had to edit and upload a video. I had some schoolwork to do, and just random stuff like that. I cooked dinner, gave the kids a bath. And then, when I was in the middle of cooking dinner, I realized that I forgot one of the main things I needed to get at the store. Like, I needed groceries, but I also told myself, like, hey, you need to get a pint of the Ben & Jerry's half-baked ice cream, because I wanted to use it as a photo prop for a cute picture for my halfway mark, because it is Tuesday, and today I'm 20 weeks pregnant, which means I have officially hit the halfway mark, so I need to take a cute picture with that ice cream. And I forgot it, and then I was like, okay, that's awesome. And then also the kids broke my one charger, and then finally brought me my other charger back that somehow ended up out there in the living room with them. And it was working, but then I'm like, you know what? We got 3 devices in here and 1 charger, and this is not cutting it. We need some more chargers. And then also, I finished that first Colleen Hoover book that I bought. I finished it the other day, and then I was like, okay, well, my next book that I ordered like days ago gets delivered tomorrow, so, you know, I'll be okay. It's a couple hours without a book. It'll be delivered tomorrow, and I'll start reading it tomorrow. It's fine. And then tomorrow comes, and all day I'm checking my Amazon like, okay, when's it coming? And it said shipped and being delivered today, but it didn't say it was out for delivery for a while, and that usually is like a bit of a red flag. And I was right, because a few hours later yesterday, I got an email saying that my package was delayed. In a second, I got an email that my package was delayed, which it was that book by Colleen Hoover. It was the November 9 book, and it was a pack of pill containers, because I needed different pill containers, because I have these tiny pills that the pharmacy gave me in these giant pill bottles that take up way too much space in my purse and are completely pointless, because the pills literally don't even take up a quarter of the bottle. It's ridiculous. So I finally found some pill containers that would work, that are smaller, that would fit in my purse better. So both of those were supposed to be delivered yesterday, and I got an email saying that it was delayed. It still says it's delayed. They don't know when it's going to actually come, and just said if it's not here by tomorrow to come back for a refund. So I'm like, now I don't have a book, and I was upset about it. And I looked at books when I was at Walmart, actually, and the Colleen Hoover books at Walmart were completely swiped. There was not a single Colleen Hoover book there. I walked the aisle like 4 times just to make sure. And then So yeah, all of that jumbled up together. After I got the kids out of the bath, I was like, oh my god, am I really about to make myself get us all out of the house again at 7 o'clock to go to Target? And I did. I did it. And oh my god, it was hell. It was absolute hell. So both kids fell asleep in the 10-minute car ride and had a little nappy. And they were cranky. So when I got them out, especially London, Ashlyn was, she was all right at first. But London refused to climb out of the car. And then she refused to stand by me so I could get Ashlyn out of the car. Hi, wee the boy. Hi, wee the boy. This one is the one that gets the most excited about people. He's always wagging his tail and trying to get you. Okay, they don't know how to kiss without nibbling. Anyways, so there's that, and then she walked as slow as humanly possible across the whole parking lot, refused to hold my hand, refused to stand close to me, or walk close to me, and I'm like, London, you're in a parking lot. Like, London, this is how people get hit by cars. Like, you have to stay by me. You need to hold my hand when we're in the parking lot. You know this. This has been the rule from day one. Parking lots, you hold a hand, you stay by us, you listen. Otherwise, you're gonna get hit by a car. She didn't care. And then she starts screaming. So then I had to pull her through the rest of the parking lot, across the street to the doors. So once we get to the doors, she's screaming. So she's screaming through the whole front. Everyone's staring in the front of the store. So I grab a cart, put Ashlyn in the front seat, which she fussed a little bit about. And then I had to try and get London into the seat. But when I went to lift her up, she's already too heavy for me at probably what? What? You're wet. Why are you wet? Did you play in the dog water? That's not nice. Anyways, she's already hard enough for me to lift, but it was even worse because she's throwing a fit, she's screaming, she's completely dead weight. So I had to try and lift her up. She wouldn't pick her feet up at all. So I can't lift her up high enough to get her in the cart if she's not lifting her feet up. So basically she refused to lift her feet up, so I just had to set her in there butt first with her feet hanging out the cart. And then she screamed and cried the whole cart ride through the store, loud as shit, while I'm trying to get stuff. And then she's screaming at Ashlyn, Ashlyn, don't look at me. Ashlyn, don't look at me. I don't want her to look at me. I don't want Ashlyn looking at me. Just being extra with this tantrum. And then I was grabbing stuff that we needed. I was grabbing chargers. And if I put the charger in the basket with her, she freaked out. I don't want it here. I don't want that. I don't want it touching me. So I put it in the cart in the front seat with Ashlyn, and Ashlyn's playing with it, and Ashlyn would throw it back there, and that would piss London off. I don't want it back here, so she would scream again. And then, so London cried basically the whole time. And then eventually Ashlyn tried to stand up in the seat and was trying to climb around. She climbed in the back. London freaked out, screaming, I don't want her back here. I don't want her touching me. I don't want her back here with me, blah, blah, blah. So I had to move Ashlyn back to the front. She kept wanting to stand up. I had to force her to sit down. So then Ashlyn starts screaming, and it's a whole ass mess. Whole mess. Literally every single time we have gone into a store for the past, few weeks, one or both of them has to throw a fit. What? But anyways, the other part, I got a bunch of chargers, and I got lucky. The video is so loud. I got lucky in the book department. I walked around a couple times, couldn't really find things. None of the sections were labeled correctly. A lot of the books that I found were in the nonfiction part, and I'm like, there's no way these are nonfiction. And the Colleen Hoover books were in two different sections, so I went and found some in one section, and most of them were out of stock. Most of them were gone, but there were a couple that were there. So I was looking at those, seeing if those would be ones that I wanted to read. So I grabbed some off that shelf, and then I was like, I'll just browse around the other aisle one more time, just because And I found some other Colleen Hoover books on the other aisle. I don't know why they weren't all together, but there were some on the other side. So I picked a couple more up. I ended up buying 4 books yesterday, and I picked up bookmarks. You just had it. I ended up picking some bookmarks up too because I didn't have any, and I was literally using a little clothing tag that I ripped off of one of the kids' outfits. It was a little cardboard tag from clothes that I was using as a bookmark at first. So yeah, I bought the 4 books. I got the ice cream that I needed. I gotta take the picture at some point today. Don't know where I'm gonna set it up. I don't know. Give me a second. So this was the first book I read last night. Look how tiny it is. It's a little tiny book. But I got it because it was kind of like a spin-off of the first book that I read. The first book that I read called Hopeless. It has all the same characters in it. And I was like, oh cool, I'll get a little extra snippet from that book. So yeah, it's a little tiny book, just with one little snippet with the same characters. It's not even about the same couple that the other book was about. It's a couple that existed in the other book, if that makes sense. But I read that one really fast. It's literally 8 little chapters. And then this is the next one I started because I think this was the one I was least hopeful for about me liking it, so I decided to read it first. It's called Layla. So far it's pretty good but kind of confusing. But all of the books were 20% off as well, so I got lucky. They were all 20% off. So now I have 4 more I already read one. And then hopefully that other book shows up at some point. And I'll probably keep looking for books every time I go to the store now, because I just get addicted to things too fast. Read one book and now I'm like a book fiend. And I don't want to do anything else. So I'm really hoping today, while we're at our plans, that Ashlyn behaves enough that I can read at the same time. Look at me. It's not your birthday, but you have dance today. Your first dance class is today.
Where's my dance stuff?
You don't need it yet.
Is it in my backpack?
It's in your backpack, but it's not till later today. At 5:30. You got a couple more hours. But you go to dance today for the first time ever.
Well, I can go to dance class now.
No, it's not time yet.
Do I need to wait?
Yeah, you have to wait a couple more hours. Look, what time is it? So it's 12:35. Your class is at 5:30, so you got about 5 more hours left. So in 5 hours, you'll be in dance class.
In 5 more minutes?
Where you can learn to be a ballerina and tap dance.
Because I got 2 pair of shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Tap ones and not tap ones.
Tap ones and not tap ones. They're called ballet shoes. So yeah, her class is at 5:30 today, the first one. And it's 45 minutes long, I think. And hopefully I'm gonna take the tablet with us. I'm gonna take my book, drinks, and hopefully it'll be enough to keep Ashton occupied and she'll just sit there and not drive me insane. Who knows? We might end up having to sit in the car during it. I don't know. I don't want to because it's her first class, and if we're allowed to... I don't even know how this place does it. I don't know if we're even allowed to be inside. I don't know if there's even a viewing window or anything like that. Not yet. So I don't know how it's going to be, but if I'm able to be inside and see, I would rather do that since it's her first ever dance class than sit in the car and not know what's going on.
So when I go to ballet, Mommy, do I need my tap shoes right now? You're not going that way, Maybe you saw.
Watch out. Watch out.
My hair.
Okay. Well, Well, first of all, I don't know what comes first, so you're gonna have to wear your Crocs in, because I don't know if you do tap or ballet first. But first you gotta pick which leotard you want. Which one do you want to wear today?
That pink one.
The pink one?
Yes. This is for ballerina.
It's for both.
Is it for ballerina too? And is it for
Okay, so now
ballerina?
you need your skirt.
This is black. And my tap shoes.
And your tights.
And my tap shoes.
Ashlyn, I already got you dressed. I said your shoes stay in the back because I don't know if you do tap or ballet first. So we'll put your shoes on when we get there. You're going to wear your Crocs in.
Yup.
Oh.
We got 2 pair of shoes to do it.
Stand up. Hold your dress up.
One.
Hold your dress. Just hold it.
Well, it doesn't have footholes.
It's not supposed to.
No.
Alright, now take your dress. Are you excited?
Yes.
Alright, we'll do your hair now.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to be good and listen?
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to listen to the teacher
Mm-hmm.
and be nice to your friends?
Mm-hmm. I'm not going to say no. I'm going to say yes, yes. I'm going to shake my head yes. When I went to class, I listened at class. Other class, Mommy.
What, a gymnastics class?
Mm-hmm.
Well, now instead of gymnastics, you're doing dance.
Then, ballerina dance. You forgot to say that.
Well, it's ballet and tap.
Oh. I listened and take a bath, and I got a shower. Do I need to put my backpack on?
Not yet. Give me a wipe. We're here 25 minutes early. I don't know how early we should walk in. Because, like I said, I don't know what shoes she needs to have on first. So I need to have time to put the right shoes on her. Because right now she just has her Crocs on. And apparently Ashlyn fell asleep in the car ride. So hopefully she's not... I didn't charge it. I wasn't even charging it. Hopefully she doesn't get too cranky because of that. And I have to wake her up to take her inside. Like I also said, I don't know if we're gonna be allowed to like sit inside and wait or watch or do anything. Maybe because it's the first day we will be able to do more. I'm not sure. I don't know anything about this place. I've never been here. I know of people that have been here, but like I haven't talked to anyone about it. I just know I was trying to find a class for London and wasn't having any luck. And like I looked into this place, but their website was very, very outdated. So I didn't know what information was true. And then someone that I'm actually related to, I don't know the exacts, but I think she's like a distant cousin. She has 2 kids that are pretty much the same age as them. Her daughter's just barely older than London, and her son is just barely older than Ashlyn, I think. And she posted that she went shopping for her daughter's stuff. And I was like, I just moved back here and I've been looking for something, like, where did you sign her up? And she told me this place, and she tagged their Facebook, and I went to their Facebook, and I was able to find more stuff there, and like a registration form and stuff that I did. And I think she actually has the exact same time class as London. I've never met her in person, but we like have each other on Facebook, and like we interact on Facebook occasionally. But yeah, I think she's in the exact same class as London. I'm not 100% sure though. If you're extra good during this class and listen and be a big girl, maybe we can go get milkshakes after. Ice cream. Not interested? You don't want to get ice cream? London, why are you ignoring me? Alright. And then also, another thing is last minute I had to change up London's birthday party plan. Oh, now you speak? Very last minute I had to change London's birthday plans because I mentioned I was supposed to be having her birthday party at my aunt's house. I made the invitations. I messaged my aunt just to be like, hey, just wanted to double check and make sure this was all still okay before I send these invitations out. And she didn't answer me for over a week, and I took that as a no, you should figure something else out because the party is in like 2 weeks and you haven't gotten invitations out, so you need to do that ASAP. So I spent time researching, trying to find a place that wasn't going to cost an arm and a leg, and that would be in a good area for everyone, because some of the stuff that I found was like way too far away. It was like an hour drive for us, and like other people that live in different areas, I don't even know how far it would have been for them. But I finally found a place that is somewhat local, and it's actually like a gymnastics place. So I think they close the whole place down during the parties. I'm not 100% sure, but I know that you get like a party room where you get tables and you can set everything up and like bring in food and cake and chairs and everything for everyone, and you do like, you eat and you do presents up there, and then all of the kids go with, like, they'll have coaches that are assigned to the party, and they'll like get to go in the foam pit and on the trampolines, and I think they even get to do like maybe a ninja course it said or something like that. So just fun stuff to play and do and run around and jump inside the gym. But you are like on a time limit more so than you would be at a normal party, like at a house or something like that. Like, you only get an hour and a half for the whole thing. So hopefully we get everything done in a timely manner. Because it has been stressing me out knowing that I have that kind of time limit to do everything, like eat, talk, presents, play, all that stuff. And I'm going to be doing it all by myself because Christopher's out of town, so I have to figure out transporting everything and setting everything up and taking everything down and loading everything back into the car afterwards and all the presents, and I'm not looking forward to that. But hopefully London enjoys it. It's kind of like she was dead set on that mermaid theme, and it kind of made sense when the plan was like, London,
What?
come on now. The original plan was like my aunt had a pool, so it might have been a pool party. We weren't 100% sure. If not, then I was sure I was gonna do like water balloons or some sort of water, something that kind of went along with like the mermaid theme. And her original invitations literally said splish splash mermaid bash type thing on it. And then I had to switch and do it at a gymnastics place, and now it's like there's literally not any water at all, and this whole mermaid theme kind of doesn't fit. But she was set on it. I'd already ordered the cake and got most of the decorations, so I just had to get a new invitation that wasn't like water party specific and still like mermaid themed, if that makes any sense. So that's what I did. I got new invitations and sent them out. And the party is next weekend, not this coming weekend, but the weekend after. Like, my aunt finally got back to me to confirm that it was okay, like a few days after I had already booked a new place and put a deposit down. So I was like, well, too late. What?
Why haven't I get out yet?
You have a few more minutes. Did you hear what I just said?
What did you say?
You get to have your birthday party at a gymnastics place.
What's an gymnastics place?
You remember when you went to gymnastics class?
Mm-hmm.
It's a gym like that, and your party's gonna be there. Your birthday party's gonna be in a gym. With all your friends where you can run around and jump on the trampolines. One of the original things she said she wanted for a birthday party was a trampoline park, but there's too many kids in my family. Like my mom herself has 6, and that would have been way too expensive. Because parties like that, like I looked into a lot of things. I looked into the zoo, trampoline park, bowling alley, pottery place, like an art place, and a lot of the stuff was per person. I even looked into Build-A-Bear, which I knew that would be hella expensive. I just looked for the heck of it. But most of that stuff is like per kid, and there's a lot of kids. But this one, it's like one price for 15 and under and one price for 15 and up, basically. I think it's gonna be under 15. I don't know for sure yet. And the adults don't affect the price was the other thing. Like a lot of the other places, like, you know, they supplied the food, so it was even more depending on how many kids and adults you had. But this place, you bring your own food, so the adults don't affect the price at all. Wait a second.
All right, you can make it right.
Is that fun? Is that fun? No, leave it on. I was just fixing it. My town opened a cookout near where the dance studio is, and I promised London milkshakes if she was good. And Cookout is like known for having a bunch of like cheap, different flavored milkshakes. So we stopped there. I got them some nuggets and fries. I didn't get food there because I don't like their food. I'm gonna get Bojangles for my food. But I got a banana pudding milkshake. So I love banana pudding, and I remember loving their banana pudding milkshake, but I have not had Cookout in so long, so many years.
Where is the ice cream? Why did you go?
Yeah, that's good.
Why did you go from it?
We all know I'm ride or die Sonic. In Sonic, I always either do a chocolate Oreo shake or a chocolate banana shake. This is really good. I haven't been to Cookout in so long. I felt so under pressure because like I had to try and take in the menu and was trying not to take forever, and I couldn't decide what I would want and what to get the kids. I mean, it mostly just tastes like banana, but it's got like crunchy cookie pieces in it.